Next one up is the Ambience player. The Ambience player is the tool to play immersive sound environments during your sessions. Click on the folders with the plus icon to open them. And then once you find a playlist that you want to add, just click on it. And this menu will come up. Add to player. You can also click and drag ambiences onto the Ambience player. If you wish to add multiple ambiences at once, just hold Ctrl, click on multiple ambiences, then click and drag onto the player. Ambiences can also be clicked and dragged onto the Arkenbar. This way, when I click on it, it will add or remove them from the player. Presets contained in the official creators folders cannot be edited permanently, because otherwise you would lose your custom edits upon patching or when you're reinstalling. So any extra sound effects or effects modifications made to those will be lost. To preserve your changes, you can click on Save All as Ambience preset on the bottom here. So all that's playing in the actual player will be saved into a single preset. So it looks like this. I'm just going to add these two. And then I save it. A prompt comes up to name it. And it's blacksmith and castle. So I go castle, blacksmith. Hit confirm. And now this preset will be on the bottom here. It's also added to the player. So I can now close these two. To create a new Ambience preset, just click on the plus icon here and name it. I'm just going to create a blacksmith. Hit confirm. Now a new empty ambience is added to the player. Click on the drop down icon to reveal the Add New Sound Effects button. When you click on this, you have an option to add from the content library or do a file import. The same as the playlist, the file import only works with OGG or WAV files. If you have them in MP3 format, you will need to use the converter for those as well. I will add from the content library, go to Essentials, and now I've got all my sound effects in here. We can of course browse by tags as well, or the folder-based system. When you find an ambience you wish to add, just click and drag onto the ambience name. If you just click and drag at a random location, it won't work. So you need to click and drag onto the ambience you want to add it to. Another way to quickly add something to it is use the global search. That's the fastest way to search for anything. And we narrow down the content type to SFX. I'm going to go blacksmith. And I'm going to have all the blacksmith related sounds here. So I can just click and drag into my ambience. And now I need to set up the timing and effects. To hear it playing, first I will click on the play button. And then I can click on this drop down menu. I can alter the volume of it or add the new effect. Timing variance will just percentage wise randomize the playback time. Volume variance will randomize the volume, which I will use 50% here. So with each play, the volume will be randomized. Then we can use panning and route it to your right or left ear. Or we can just use a panning variance. And now my panning will be randomized. Next up is pitch. We can make it deeper or slower. Or higher. We can also set up variance for pitch as well, and then it will be randomized. And then last but not least, we got reverb. I can add a random, for example, bathroom type reverb to any sounds. But if I click on edit and open up the predefined list, there are a lot of different presets you can use. If you feel like you want to tweak these and work with them, you can save them as a custom reverb preset, just give it a name and hit confirm. To remove SFX from an ambience, just click on the little X button here, click yes, and it will be removed. If I'm gonna drag Castle Blacksmith here as well, quickly stop that and open this up, you can see that there are a lot of different sound effects in both. I can click and actually drag from one into the other. I can either just hover over one of the SFX there or the title itself to move them. But if I'm just going to be dragging into the nothingness here, it will not work. To remove an ambience from the player itself, I can just click on the top X button in line with the title, and then it will remove it. If I create a new ambience and I want to import a sound into it, I need to use file import, and then I can just bring an OGG file in. We can also create a new folder. It will appear on the bottom of the list here, and I can click and drag ambiences into it. I can also click and drag folders into other folders. We can also star SFX, so if I start this, when I open up my content library, I can find it easily in the starred media section. The Playbar in the Ambience player lets you play all ambiences at once or stop them all at once. And if you have multiple ambiences playing, you can just clear all of them with this one button here. The audio can be muted by clicking on the audio button here, or clicking it again will drop it back to the number that you muted it from. You can click on the number value and alter it, or click and drag the volume slider. And we have the same window controls as we did in playlist. And then last but not least, the SFX Palettes. If you click on that, it will open up the menu. On the left side you can browse the folders, and then clicking on a preset will open it. This one is empty, so I choose an official one. There we go. It opens up all the sounds within that preset. You can play or stop them. If it's a long one, then you just click on the stop button to stop them. SFX palettes in the official creators folders cannot be edited permanently, so if you would like to make any changes to them or add more sounds to them, right click on them and save as a custom SFX palette to preserve your changes. To add new content, you just click on this button here, and you can add from your library or through a file import. It opens up the content library, and then you just click and drag sound effects into your playlist. You can click and drag these sound effects palettes onto the Arkenbar, and when you do that, when you trigger them playing from the Arkenbar, they will open in separate windows. You can easily rename these by right-clicking on them and using rename, or you can duplicate, delete, copy, cut and paste them as well. You can also open them in a new window by right-clicking. This one is empty, but you can use the middle click as well to open them up in a new window. To remove any sounds from an SFX palette, just click on the remove button at the end of the line there. You can also reorder the SFX, so if I want Monster Roast to be the first, I just click on that, drag to the top, and then I drop it, and it will be the first one in the list.